Hello, everyone. I'm that one nerd, Jacob.
And I'm that one, Scott Collins.
And welcome back to Those Nerds on a Podcast, where
Woo!
Caleb literally texted me 25 minutes ago asking if I was good to record. So we did not come up with a plan.
Oh, did we ever? Half the time there's, guys, we didn't come up with a plan.
I mean, I can talk about the meal prep stuff that I did last week and that I'm going to be doing this week.
Oh, good. Tell me all about it.
All right. So this past week, I made a spicy chicken Alfredo pasta. Just took some noodles, boiled them like normal, right? Took a whole jar of Alfredo sauce, just seasoned it with crushed red peppers and chili powder until it got like a nice, not like, bless you.
Thank you. The chili powders, it made me sneeze.
But anyway, so I seasoned that up until the sauce got like a, not a bright orange color, but like enough to where I could be like, oh yeah, that looks spicy. So I did that. I didn't use any oil for the chicken. I just threw it straight onto a pan, kind of let it grill more than like fry it up, just so that way, you know, the protein and everything stays in there, no extra fats being thrown in. And then I got a whole container of grape tomatoes, cut those in half, got a bunch of green onion and a bunch of fresh parsley, diced all that up, steamed it a little bit just to condense it down, threw that all in the pasta, and then topped it with just a little bit of Parmesan. And I put it into MyFitnessPal. That meal is 495 calories and 42 grams of protein.
Yes.
Why is one side of my headphones not working? Oh, there it goes. And then this week for meal prepping, I'm gonna do a chicken and steak fajita bowl. Just gonna do it on bed of rice, get some chicken and steak fajita strips, slice up some bell peppers and some onions, and then just put a little bit of taco seasoning on there to top it off. I don't think it's gonna have as much protein as my meal did last week, but it's still gonna be pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. The best thing though about the spicy chicken Alfredo pasta, did everything myself. Threw all the ingredients together, threw all the seasonings that would work well. Yeah. I was gonna type down an actual recipe, but then I'm like, well, I didn't really do a specific amount of seasonings. I was just like, yeah, this looks right.
It just kind of
exactly.
Handful of garlic powder.
I did put a lot of garlic powder. I am just a sucker for garlic, which is why tonight for dinner it's another chicken pasta, and I thought I'd be sick of it, but I still have chicken pasta. But it's a crock pot garlic parmesan chicken pasta. It's literally just a whole bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's garlic parmesan sauce, 2.5 pounds of chicken, some parmesan, block of cream cheese, Italian seasoning, and then just like a 12-ounce pack of noodles.
I don't even know what I'm having tonight. Hold on, check.
Ah, yes.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
What is it? What's it gonna be?
Okay, thank you. We're having protein pancakes.
Ooh, I love protein pancakes. It's so easy to make. You just got to get protein mix, take some whey protein, scoop that in there.
Well, actually, I use the Kodiak brand.
That works too.
I eat their chocolate pancakes. I eat cups pancake mix every time she makes it.
Oh yeah, no, like I know the protein powder I normally get, which I haven't been able to get in a while. I prioritize more like meal prepping than like actual protein powder and stuff.
Always prioritize food over supplement.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the last time I did, and whenever I normally do, I get strawberry protein powder because I like strawberry. So there was one time, this was whenever I still lived with my dad. He was at work and I didn't have work that day. So I was like, you know what? Did pancake mix, put some of that strawberry mix in there, and then I sliced up a few strawberries to put actual strawberries in it.
There's There's actually a website gets pretty good. I have it on my phone. I'm looking down. Let's see, what was it called? Swipe right, swipe right, swipe. Oh yes.
Swipe right
It's
while you
called
on Tinder, bro.
it's called bulksupplements.com. And
Hmm.
believe it or not, they sell bulk supplements.
No fucking way. I thought they sold like cans of beans.
That is actually an option. You can get the high protein beans.
But yeah, no, like I'm glad that I've gotten more into the routine of enjoying cooking again and enjoying the meal prepping that I make. Cause we wound up doing it with groceries, and I've been skipping meal prepping for so long because it was, one of the most important parts of our groceries. But then I was like, okay, well, I already have this stuff. I think for both meal preps, it added on $40 to our groceries. So 20 per week. Divide that up by 4, that's $5 a meal. You can't even get like a whole meal at McDonald's for $5 anymore. So
you can get a bag of whey protein concentrate 80%, which is 30 grams per this is 33 servings of 30 grams of protein per serve for $30.
honestly, that's really good.
You can get the 11-pound bag. You can get the 11-pound bag from this
11
website
pounds.
for $135.
For 11 pounds, dude, that's the size of a baby. You can get a baby's worth of protein.
Would you like a year's supply of protein all at the same time? Bulksupplements.com has got you. If you want to open a protein smoothie bar, they've got you.
I'm pretty sure that's why they do have the 11-pound bags for people that do sell either like protein shakes at their gym or just have like, there's one place, I forget what it's called. It's right next to a General Nutrition, so I know it's not General Nutrition, but yeah, exactly. It's right next to the GNC. But that's pretty much what they do. They sell protein shakes, teas, real fruit juices with zero added sugars.
Those two stores really helping each other out. Oh, are you a health-minded business? Oh, so am I.
Oh,
literally go to GNC, pick up your creatine and your beta alanine, and then go next door and get a protein smoothie, and then you go on a walk, and then you take pictures of your butt, post it on Instagram. That's the life.
Man, sounds like a life for me. But yeah, no, I've just been trying to be a little bit more health conscious. Like, it wasn't even a New Year's resolution. I just so happened, like, middle of January, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can meal prep.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
it
now...
is the season of health for that one there, Jacob.
It is, but now, like, as I was telling you after I texted, me and Summer played pickleball and then went for a walk. We played pickleball for about half an hour. We walked for about 1.5 miles. So we were out for about an hour, but we talked about it. We're like, yeah, maybe just like every weekend we go out there, do that, because I know you haven't really been through Oklahoma City, but do you know where Scissortail Park is?
I do know where Scissortail Park is.
Okay, yeah. So on the southern end of the park, they have like basketball courts, soccer courts, pickleball courts, and then once you cross the Scissortail Bridge, that's whenever you get to the actual park area where there's like playground equipment, all that stuff. So we played pickleball. Then after a set, which for Summer's first time, she did pretty good. I wound up winning 11-7. I was expecting her to not get 7 points. But she's going to hear that in the other room and be like, what the hell? But so we did that. We went for a walk, and I mean, it was a nice time. And then Friday, so yesterday, but Friday, for anybody that's watching after the fact, the gym at my apartment complex doesn't open till like noon. So I'm like, okay, on those days, I'm just going to play Ring Fit Adventure. Because, still an excuse to work out. I can do it before work because Friday and Monday, this schedule, I'm 11 a.m. And I'm also trying to get in a better habit of no matter what during the week, just so I can feel better rested just waking up at 5:30 regardless, even if it's a day that I open, if it's a day that I don't go in till late. The only time I'm allowing myself to sleep in is weekends, and even then I slept until 8 today, so that's not bad. But played Ring Fit Adventure, leveled up 5 times after playing for an hour. That's pretty good. I'm level 76 now. Yeah, dude. It's a good time. And like, aside from being sore, I feel good about myself. I haven't felt good about myself in a while, so it's nice.
Feel good. So, I made a mistake.
Oh, you made a mistake?
Yes, and it was a dumb mistake that if I had been... This is where my not very technologically inclined brain screwed me over.
Uh-oh.
So eBay did a major revamp and update on its mobile phone.
Oh no.
Now, granted, the last time I had eBay on my phone was 2017. So probably it was just a series of updates to make the app almost look completely different, you know?
Probably. I haven't had it though since like 2020 whenever I had to sell a bunch of stuff.
And I've gotten into the hobby of Warhammer 40k.
Oh, I know about this. Go ahead.
So Warhammer 40k, part of the game, first of all, there's video game, there's books, there's comic books, there's tabletop figurines that you paint yourself and you play the tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
My stupid ass thought I was bidding on all of these different... thought I was bidding on the same figurine, but turns out they were all the same set. They were just buy it nows. So I accidentally dropped hundreds of dollars on Warhammer 40k figurines.
Oh no.
About, 2 days before my daughter's date.
Oh no. Oh yeah, it is getting close to your daughter's due date, isn't it?
My daughter's due date is in 2 days.
Oh my god.
I hope nothing comes up.
Yikes, dude.
So, silver lining, I now have a full army.
Oh my god. I mean, that's way to look at it on the bright side, I guess, but Jesus Christ. I
really wanted space sharks, man. I really wanted those space marines.
And damn it, you got them.
Yeah, I picked a not really well known like niche Space Marines Chapter 2, so not a lot of people even know what they are. Like the blue ones that you see on the boxes and all the posters. Yeah, I did not go with those guys at all.
Yeah, like, I don't know enough about Warhammer 40k. I remember you sent me, like, the lore in a nutshell video that was, like, 20-30 minutes long. So I remember I just kind of let that play in the car as I was driving to work. I'm like, I normally listen to podcasts anyway, so this will be the substitute for today. I can catch up on another episode later. And I was genuinely interested in it the entire time. I was, like, intently listening. I'm like, oh...
Mm-hmm. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna, for the first time in several episodes, I'm gonna nerd out.
Oh shit, he's finally officially nerding out.
I'm gonna nerd out about Warhammer 40k for 5 minutes.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's see if I can condense this even more.
Okay, here we go. Boom.
So there's the God Emperor. He hates being called the God Emperor, but he's stuck to a chair, so everyone calls him the God Emperor.
Stuck to a chair.
Yes. If he's not in the chair, we get stuck in hell. That's the gist of it.
Go on.
There were 20 kids. 2 of them are missing. We don't know what happened to them because their records were purged. Only the Emperor knows, and he's stuck to the chair and can't talk, so nobody knows. 9 out of the 18 remaining turned on him, and they basically had this big family feud, except instead of answering questions, it's just Steve Harvey yelling, in the corner the whole time.
Kill!
Technically, Dad wins. However, the reason why he stuck into his chair is because his favorite son beat the ever living shit out of him and then died.
Okay.
And there's 4 chaos gods. They're basically Satan if Satan was Satan. Okay.
If there's Satan, hang on, run that by me again. There's Satan if Satan was Satan.
Satan. Yes, and not Lucifer, the fallen angel.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. My bad. How could I forget?
There's trillions of people. Most of them are regular dudes with laser guns trying to fight demons, aliens, and the remnants of the evil space marines.
Okay.
Also, you're completely surrounded by giant alien bugs, and they're slowly closing in on the Milky Way galaxy. And then there's a bunch of blue guys. The blue guys are basically space communists.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, they accidentally created a god. Also, there's dark elves and then regular elves, and they all kind of had a big old civil war, and half of them are into major BDSM. It's a thing.
Okay.
And the space marines that I picked are basically sharks. They circle the outer rims of the galaxy in a giant fleet. Their skin is completely white, their eyes are completely black, and they're called the space sharks because they'll literally circle slowly around something, attack all at once, and then just kill everything.
Kill!
Yes. Nobody knows where they come from because you know how there were nine and 9. Well, the 9 that were loyal kind of split up because they realized, shit, maybe there shouldn't be this many power just centralized. So records got lost and nobody knows where the space sharks came from, and they're not very helpful about that part.
Okay.
Also they cover their armor and faces with a bunch of Maui and Polynesian tattoos. So it's basically space sharks that are also like the traveling Polynesian sailboat dudes that also speak only Latin and their codes are thousands of years old. So and then when they help you, probably fend off space bugs because at the outer edge of the galaxy, they immediately turn to you and say, "I will kindly accept all of your shit for helping. Thank you. Bye." And that's their whole gimmick.
Okay.
How much time do I have left?
You have 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Okay, so there's also these green things called the orcs that are basically fungi. No, they're literally funguses. They're mushroom men.
Fungus among us?
Yeah, they're fueled by the power of imagination. Red thing. No, how their magic works is that if enough orcs believe something, it just kind of happens. Which is why all their red stuff is faster, all of their purple stuff is stealthy, and all of their black and white shit is tougher.
Okay.
Because that's what they all believe.
Okay.
Also, the bigger you are, if you're the biggest orc, you're in charge. That's basically the orcs down in a nutshell. Once again, there's billions of normal-ass people trying to figure out all this shit. Also, there's giant golden space marines called the Custodians, but they're not really space marines because the Custodians are to space marines what space marines are to us. Handcrafted by the Emperor of Man himself before he got stuck on the chair, and now they're all kind of depressed because the Emperor is stuck in the chair.
Got it.
Also, there's giant space nuns with guns. Those are the female space marines called the Sisters of Battle.
Space nuns with guns.
Yes, they literally drop entire churches on demons to try and kill them faster.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
How much time do I have left?
You have 8 seconds.
There's dwarves and they live in space rocks. And that's the end of my Warhammer 40k.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did it justice. I know you probably have. I know you and probably people that have never heard of them have a lot more questions than answers.
Well,
fun.
Oh man. So, going off of Warhammer 40k, did you hear about SmackDown last night?
I did not because I haven't watched it yet, but I hear that there was a confrontation between The Rock and Roman Reigns.
And people are not happy.
Why are they not happy?
Because now people are saying that they let Cody win the Royal Rumble for seemingly no reason, because it was supposed to be Cody versus The Rock, or Cody versus Roman again at WrestleMania, and now all of a sudden, because The Rock wants to be The Rock, he turned around and kind of took that spot away from him. And during the whole promo between Cody and Roman, you could see that Cody felt defeated. It's literally an exact repeat of what happened 11 years ago with Punk, how The Rock stepped in and took his main event scene. So now people are saying that Cody's going to go after Seth Rollins, The Rock is going to get Roman, but then since, you know, the championship that his dad never won was the WWE championship, the World Heavyweight Championship doesn't count. So even if Cody does win the championship, sure, he's a world champ, but he never won the title that his dad never had. Now, don't get me wrong. I am all for The Rock coming back and doing in-ring work, but I really, 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 really hope that it's a match at Elimination Chamber, still opening the door for Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. And before anyone says, oh, no, they won't do that at anywhere except for WrestleMania. They did it with John Cena. John Cena came back for Elimination Chamber. Also, this is an international pay-per-view. The Australian government is funding hella money to WWE right now to make sure that Elimination Chamber is probably one of the biggest events of the year. So you look at that and ask, are they going to do Rock versus Roman at Elimination Chamber? I could 100% see it. With how much money Australia is funneling into this pay-per-view.
I cannot wait how Ripley does Elimination Chamber now, because also Australian. Dude,
I feel like that pop is going to be so fucking loud that some people might genuinely lose hearing for a few minutes, because that is like, oh my god, that's going to be the pop of the night. Like, even if it's not the main event, that is the pop of the night because it's an Aussie going home.
Not only that, she's probably going to fight Nia. She's probably going to fight Nia.
Why do we... Listen, I wish I had as much trust in my life as WWE has in Nia Jax, who have rehired her 3 times now. I wish I had no trust issues, because that is just straight up no trust issues whatsoever. They trust her no matter what. Like, I was jokingly saying in the Discord, which if you're in my Discord server, you'll see in the sports channel, me and Caleb were going back and forth during the entire Royal Rumble. And whenever Nia came out, I said, oh no, she's gonna injure everybody in the ring. I was not kidding. I hate her in-ring work. She is not good. She is dangerous. It feels like half the time she's never practiced any of the moves that she actually tries. And then it's the fact just how careless and reckless she is. That's why I was worried whenever I saw Kairi Sane in there. I'm like, oh god, she's gonna shelf Kairi again. For the second time in the span of what, 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
to the point where Kairi said, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Also going WWE related. So Brock Lesnar's gone. Never coming back again. Have you been keeping up with this court case?
Yeah.
So, Braun Breaker took Brock's spot in the Rumble and had all the exact same spots that Brock Lesnar did. So, for the love of God, he already showed that he can hang with the main roster guys. Just turn Braun Breaker into the next Brock Lesnar, but actually have him show up once a week.
But you know.
Your mic cut out a bit, what?
Also call him Braun Steiner, but you know.
I mean, I know why they might not do that, just to kind of separate, like, oh yeah, he's his own guy, but yeah, no, if they changed his name to Braun Steiner, I'd be all for that. But also, I feel like the fans are too used to saying Braun Breaker at this point. It would be like how drastic of a change Walter to Gunther is, you know? Yeah.
To be fair, Gunther is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, he is.
I love his work. He's so good. And the fact that they repeated the same spot at the Rumble and Gunther's just like, he's just like, no! Twice! Oh, I was so close again, and then Cody cost me again!
Dude, Gunther's got to be one of my favorite wrestlers in the WWE right now. And, like, I don't care what you have to say about him. Dude is talented at what he does. Like, he deserves to hold on to that championship. And then there's some people that are like, oh, well, he's actually not the longest reigning. This guy has 600 something days. Yeah, but that's combined with 2 reigns. Gunther is close to 600 days in a single reign. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want it to get to Roman Reigns numbers. You know?
Why not? Gunther actually wrestles everyone.
Okay, actually, yeah, Gunther actually wrestles. Never mind, I take back what I said. As long as they keep him wrestling and defending the title at least once every other pay-per-view, I get it, maybe not every pay-per-view. Mid-card titles don't always hold that power, but do it at least once every other pay-per-view and make sure he's got a match at all of the big events. So like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, all of those events he needs to wrestle at, and then just pick another 2 pay-per-views to throw him into the entire year.
The problem with Gunther at this point is that he's running out of like opponents to like fight pay-per-views. Like he can do a good match on a Monday Night Raw. And like he's like here's Kalisto. He's returned to fight Gunther and he's dead. He's dead.
Fuck. But yeah, no, like
you could only feed people to a machine like that so many times before people are just like, we get somebody
else.
like we get it, great, woohoo, good for you, Gunther. But could you stop killing can I see you be in trouble at least a couple of times when you're not fighting a world champion caliber level man?
Yeah, but no, like, ugh. What were you saying?
His promos are really good too.
Mm-hmm,
like he's gotten so much better at doing promos. Because I think he just kind of leaned into the I'm better than all of you.
Yeah, for sure. But now that you bring that up, I don't mind if he gets a 1,000-day championship reign because he actually does defend it. I am just WWE. I doubt any of your executives are listening to this podcast. For the love of God, just take it off of Roman. Yeah, sure, you got all the people that are like, oh yeah, acknowledge him, he's the one. Deep down, everybody knows how bullshit this reign is. Like, for the past 2 years, except for the Rumble, I mean, Solo was there a little bit, but not enough to where I feel like that cost anybody the match. For the past 2 years, it has been, he's there 4 pay-per-views out of the year. And then to defend the title, guess what he has to do? He has to have help. That doesn't show me that he is a worthy champion. That doesn't show me that he's good at what he does. It shows me that he's a little bitch ass that needs to hide behind somebody else for him to get the fucking job done. If you would have taken any outside elimination or outside interference out in the past 2 years, like, I get it. It's scripted entertainment. The outcome would probably be the same. They probably would have had Roman be a little bit more, if he had no outside interference. But just from a realistic standpoint, because everyone knows wrestling companies want people to view it as a real sport. So take out all the interference from the bloodline, from literally anybody. Roman would have lost that title 2 fucking years ago. There is no reason anymore for you to keep the championship on him. Oh, we gotta beat Hogan's reign. I don't give a shit about beating Hogan's reign. The thing is, at least Hogan's reign back then was probably, tolerable because guess what? You don't have a weekly television show. You have 4 pay-per-views a year. That is all you do. Of course it makes more sense for someone to have a 1,500-day championship reign back then. Now it just doesn't work unless you're constantly showing us how dominant of a champion somebody is.
You know what? Fuck it. Have him beat Bruno's record. Fuck it. 7 years straight, baby. We're almost halfway there. Woo!
Listen, I say this all the time, but I genuinely don't think I would care about wrestling if that were to happen. I also wouldn't care about that title anymore. That would make me feel like the WWE title doesn't mean anything. Again, the current 1,000+ day reigns that Roman is beating, I understood where they came from because that was in a time where there wasn't a weekly television show. There was a few shows a year. Of course, it makes sense for Bruno Sammartino to hold the title for 7 years straight when he's maybe having to go out and defend it once a month. because that's all they ever did back then. They didn't have Raw taping every week or SmackDown taping every week. They only had a few live events, and occasionally they would get a partnership with a television company to do Saturday Night Main Event. It made so much more sense for that long of a title reign, but just in today's climate of how wrestling is handled, it doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Also, the Anoa'i family has basically secured themselves as the wrestler now.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because The Rock is also on the board of TKO.
Well, The Rock isn't directly related to the Anoa'i family. It's been revealed that they're not actually cousins.
They're blood brothers. It's the same. I know. But when two chiefs like cut their hands and do the thing, it's like.
Yeah, and like I understand now. They are the most dominant family, but the thing is, it's just like I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of every week on SmackDown. This is I run this place. I'm a champion. Good contender comes out. Nothing but build up for a month. And then, oh no, I'm about to lose because I'm not as good as I said I was. Oh, here comes Solo Sikoa. Oh man, I don't have to do shit. I just got my ass handed to me and it was all for nothing. That's another thing too, is especially with Roman's reign, WWE has relied way too much lately on run-in interferences to stop matches, and that is such a cop-out way to end a match. Like, it doesn't make your current champion look stronger, but also at the same time, it doesn't make your challenger look weaker. But it's still not good to have a champion that has to have someone come to his defense every time he defends the title. That makes it feel like you're watching a weak champion that doesn't deserve to be holding it in the first place. Don't get me wrong, the character work of Roman I love so much. He has become such a better character from where he was at 5 years ago. Okay? I will forever remember the episode of SmackDown before they had to shut everything down for COVID. The episode they did in SmackDown where Roman Reigns and the Usos poured dog food on Baron Corbin. And Roman just straight up called him fetish boy. That was not good. So compared to where he's at now, I love the character more, but they made him feel weaker than he was 5 years ago. Like, Roman 5 years ago was going week in, week out, always trying to climb himself up the ladder, claw to the top, and he struggled, but he always wound up winning. Now it's, oh yeah, I don't have to struggle. I got my cousin and their brother to help me. Where's the entertainment in that?
To be fair, the Usos starting off the Rumble was hype.
See, I loved that. That was, I'm saying it now, that was a preview for WrestleMania. They're gonna have Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. It's just a matter of time at this point.
I love how they were like extra rough with each other too.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for years. We're brothers. We can actually fuck each other up and not get pissed about it.
And then the way that we found out, remember when we paused for that, did CM Punk like fail to lift him up? I think that might have been when he tore his arm.
I think so, because whenever I think he was trying to pick up Drew?
Yeah.
I forget, I think it was Drew, but I remember the first time he was trying to pick somebody up and he had to put him down, I knew that something was up. I even said in the Discord, I'm like, oh God, was that real or did they script him to not be able to pick him up? And now knowing about the tricep injury, I think he really did just drop Drew like that because he couldn't get him up.
And they just like, my arm's fucked up. Shit. I think he was supposed to go to sleep, Drew, and then Drew was supposed to go over the top rope. Instead, he just went.
See, I'm wondering too if Cody winning was a last minute decision as well, because with how much, yeah, no, I feel like with how much they were hyping up Punk to come back, that they were supposed to, or that Punk was supposed to win. And then he got injured. And then he's like, okay, well, Cody has to win now. And then as soon as he said, I didn't come back 10 years later to lose to Dusty's boy, as soon as he said that, I knew he was losing. But there were just moments that made it feel like, yeah, no, they have Punk winning this. There's no way he's not supposed to win right now.
I actually thought the Punk didn't need to win the Rumble. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, I agree. I don't think he did either.
Like, honestly, if Punk wanted a match with the world champion, he'd just walk up, kick the world champion the dick, and then walk away.
And then also the fact that Seth was literally just trying to convince and beg Cody to challenge him. I see it from both sides where it's like, oh yeah, no, that's a champion begging the, top contender to choose him because he wants to challenge himself. But then I also see the thing of, oh yeah, no one wants my title. Everyone wants Roman's title. Fight me instead, please. Like, I see where people are coming from where they're like, oh yeah, that makes him look weak. But then I also see where people are coming from where it's like, oh yeah, that makes him look like he wants a good challenge.
I thought the speech was compelling.
It was. I'm more in the camp of that made him look like he's stronger because he wants to have the top of the top fighting him, not just any random chump that comes out on Raw and says, I want a piece of Seth.
All right, Chad Gable, stop.
Thank you.
Are they heels or not? I don't know anymore.
I think they're faces now because they were heels. I remember during the taping of Main Event while we were at Raw in Oklahoma City, they came out, everyone cheered, and they were high-fiving people. So I think they're meant to be taken as faces now.
That's good. Also, what's with the chick that keeps getting beaten up by Rio?
Which one?
You know that one? The one kind of attached to Alpha Academy, but kind of not.
Maxine Dupree?
Yeah, why? Who? Like, I had never heard of this chick before she, like...
So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Rio. So, LA Knight now. Still LA Knight. Well, whenever he came onto the main roster, he was repackaged as Max Dupree, a fashion model owner, like a manager. So... For some reason, they wanted him to have a sister, Maxine Dupree. They had no explanation for it. He just had a sister that was also on SmackDown all of a sudden. And now, Maxine Dupree just exists.
So it's Maxine Dupree.
Yes.
Okay.
And I still love how LA Knight, as Max Dupree, would try to get it over, just... Max Dupree.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, I'm just such a big LA Knight fanboy. I was really hoping that somehow he would get into the Royal Rumble after the World Championship match and win.
There's just so many superstars these days that you honestly, you can't make them all champion at the same time.
I mean, yeah, that's Cody, the thing.
Punk, Drew,
I feel like the one bad thing that's come out of Triple H taking over is I feel like he has too many ideas at the same time and he tries to execute them all at the same time, which is why you have stars that blow up for a month and then after a month it feels like they're back at the bottom of the mid-card.
Oh no, I'm drowning in all this star power. Please help. Oh no. Wipes tears with money. Oh no. Help me, please.
That being said, I hope they really are trying to set up LA Knight versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania for the United States Championship, because I don't even care if it's not a world championship. Just put a title on LA Knight already. Even after you've been trying to forget about him, he is still so over with the crowd.
I think what it is Triple H booked NXT, and in NXT you could afford to lose a match to and then get the title later because of the slow burn that it has. Raw and SmackDown, the crowd isn't conditioned quite do that yet because it's been decades of Vince McMahon booking him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I think is happening is that Triple H is slowly trying to recondition his audience to where I know he lost. It's okay. He's gonna come back eventually. It's gonna be okay. But the crowd who is used to the Vince McMahon style of booking, it's go, well, he lost. He's gone forever now.
Yeah.
Oh!
And see, that's what I'm used to as well. Like, whenever I saw LA Knight lose against Roman Reigns, I'm like, well, he's buried. He's not coming back. But then they brought him back for the Fatal 4-Way. So, like, I know that LA Knight is at least still on Triple H's radar, and he does plan on doing something with him. I'm not straight up saying, like, oh, yeah, I know that LA Knight's done for. He's going down to the bottom of the card. He's not even going to get a mid-card title match. Like you just brought up, he used to, you know, be the head of creative of NXT. And NXT, back in its glory days, back in its glory days, that was my favorite show out of all the three. Just because, you know, it felt more real, I guess I should say. Like, something about it, even though it was still scripted, felt real. You could lose and you could still come back, rather than you lose and you're done.
The black and gold.
Dude, I know, and now it's orange, white, and yellow. At least it's not multicolored paint splatters like Vince was trying to do with NXT 2.0.
What the fuck was that supposed to be?
What it was supposed to be was him saying, oh, I see Triple H made a successful brand. Well, I'm going to take it over and say that it's a new version. And then he basically made it softcore porn until he handed it over to Shawn Michaels. Because I could not watch NXT after Vince took over.
What the fuck happened to Vince?
People realized how shit of a person he actually was all this time.
It's just that you listen to old stories about him, like pre-2009, and he's not the weird fucker that he's somehow morphed into, you know?
I'm pretty sure there's already been, like, I do agree, past 2009, it definitely got worse, but I feel like there was already some underlying issues there, because for fuck's sake, this is a guy that proposed an incest storyline with his own daughter back in the early 2000s.
Well, yeah, but
I will agree, like, he definitely became more of a creepy, perverted piece of shit in his later years with the company, and I'm so glad he's gone now, like, out of the board of directors, out of creative. Like, since I will say after 2016, the product felt awful. I hated watching wrestling except for NXT because Triple H was in charge.
Ironically, the worst wrestling came into existence after I started watching it. But 2016, our first pay-per-view, it's No Mercy. 2016, I walk in, oh wow, what's all this? Oh.
Dude.
And then you're like, this is not good. I'm like, what do you mean? He hit him with a chair. He's like, no, this is bad. But why? He hit him with a chair.
But yeah, no, like, I think that's why I did enjoy NXT more. Just because it felt fresh compared to what Vince was shitting out. Just sort of like how he shit out on that woman's forehead during a threesome. I don't know, man. But no, I am hoping that WWE gets better. And also, I really hope, like, I never want to say this, but I kind of hope they thin down the roster a little bit. The roster is definitely bloated right now with, like, each brand has a dozen and a half guys that feel like they could be the face of the company. And cool, that's great, but then everyone expects that from all of them. And then as soon as they're not the top of the company, they lose all their momentum. Like, one example I always point out is Ricochet. In NXT, they built this man up like he was God. And I believed it too for a little bit. Like, Ricochet, whenever he was in NXT, was easily my favorite wrestler. And then he came to the main roster and everyone was expecting these big title runs. And then it didn't happen. And now, people still like Ricochet, but no one really expects much out of him. Like, I think the coolest thing he did was the match he had in Oklahoma City whenever they went into the crowd and then he did a fucking backflip off of one of the entryways to the stands. But it's just stuff like that. Like, whenever people expect this level of greatness and then only get this, which still isn't bad, but it's not what everyone's expecting. So it's all or nothing in the eyes of wrestling fans. That's the problem. Like, and I'm the same way. I was literally just talking about it. Like, I want LA Knight to win the world title. It's all or nothing. And that's because they're characters. You get emotionally invested into characters. Like, if you watch a TV show and you tell me you're not emotionally invested in at least one character, I feel like either one, you're not paying attention to the show, or two, you just don't get into shows. And that's all wrestling is. It's a drama. Wrestling is just a drama. That's all it is. Well,
yeah, you're right.
Well, we spent another 30 minutes of another episode of a podcast talking about nothing but fucking wrestling. How does this always happen?
Well, it's because what happened, we build up a lot of material from personal lives, and then one of us has a story about a fuck up. We talk about wrestling for a little bit because we're both nerds.
That's fair. That's fair. So chances are, whenever y'all are seeing this, I was supposed to do a tournament tonight. Caleb's the only one signed up. There is 3 hours until the tournament as of right now.
What are we gonna do?
The upstairs neighbor was legit like stomping on the ground. Sorry if I'm being too loud. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I kind of burned myself out on Fortnite this season, just trying to grind up to get Bird is the Word and Fancy Peter. And like last night, me and Summer just did horrible and I was pissed. Like, it's now getting to the point where, again, like with wrestling, I have fucking 24 crown wins under my belt. And I feel like if I lose, I'm just shit at the game all of a sudden. Whenever it's just yeah, that's how most people are. They're going to do really good some games and then other games are going to completely be dog shit. I want to do Fortnite, but at the same time, I low-key might want to do Jackbox if not enough people join the tournament.
So it sounds like to me what you need to help out with a slight pace. So maybe play some ranked. That way when struggle, it's like makes sense because it's ranked.
That's fair. And like I've debated getting into ranked, and who knows, if I do swap over to Fortnite tonight, I might just do ranked matches and tell people like, hey, just know this is ranked. You gotta be good.
Or maybe you could do like what Ninja did where it's like, I have to use whatever I pick up. So if I accidentally pick up something and I can't swap it, that would be kind of cool. Just do little mini challenges for yourself.
Mini challenges like that, though, would piss me off because I would pick up a gray gun just because there's nothing else around and someone's about to kill me. And then boom, I'm stuck with it the rest of the game. And then as soon as I die, I would get pissed. I'd be like, well, it's because I had these shitty guns and this guy hit me with the fucking gray. I don't know. I just feel like I am destined to never be happy with a loss in Fortnite anymore. I can't believe if you would have told Jake 6 years ago, like, hey, you're going to have a crippling addiction to Fortnite Battle Royale, he would have called you some pretty rude things that I'm not going to repeat on this podcast and then tell you to kill yourself and then stop listening to you. I hated Fortnite back then.
But it wasn't a very good game back then because no build didn't exist.
Yeah, I think that's what saved it for me because like I started playing at the end of chapter 2. So building was a thing, but it wasn't as used unless you were in the end game, which I could appreciate. And then I forget if it was at the beginning of chapter 3 or middle of chapter 3 that they introduced zero build mode. And that was immediately where I went to. I cannot tolerate building. Like in high school, I was just a fanboy for PUBG. I was like, yeah, it's more strategic. Yeah, it's more strategic. You actually have to use the layout of the land around you if you want cover instead of building, 2 towers and then having a plane fly into them. You had to actually be good with your surroundings. I'm surprised you didn't laugh at that very poorly set up 9/11 joke. Anyway,
I wanted to let you keep going.
But no, it's like, that's one thing that turned me off to Fortnite whenever everyone was like, oh, you should give it a try. So I gave it a try. And then I would shoot once. And then I would turn around and I would see New York City, Los Angeles, fucking massive cities built in the span of 5 seconds. seconds. Whereas if I build right now, if I play any mini games that involve building, I open build, I spam the buttons a little bit, I have a house. I cannot tower at all.
Tristan back in the day was so good at building that he could do the shit where he's like building, building. It was insane.
Dude.
And now Tristan back in Ulf, great, and he stopped playing. And now he's mad at himself because quote him, I'm fucking dog water.
God damn, I haven't heard anyone say dog water in like 2 years. Dude, I don't know, man. Have you heard this? This is gonna sound stupid. I don't believe this. I'm gonna start off by saying that. Have you heard the conspiracy theory about how leap years are becoming the same now? So in 2020 and 2024, you've got the Chiefs versus the 49ers in the Super Bowl. You've got Trump versus Biden for president. What's the plague gonna be this year, Caleb? What's your prediction on what the plague is gonna be?
I've got several answers that would get us banned.
But no, I don't believe it in the slightest because I'm like, oh yeah, coincidences happened. Great, good fucking job. The thing that pisses me off the most is whenever people are like, yeah, 2020 and 2024, they both happen to be leap years. Like, yeah, that's how fucking time works. Every 4th year is a leap year, dipshit. What's next? What's next? You're gonna be like, oh yeah, 2020 and 2024 both had the Summer Olympics, guys. They both had the Summer Olympics.
That's how time works, you dipshit.
But it's like, dude, you can't look at simple coincidences like that. And honestly, a leap year isn't even a coincidence. Like I said, that's just how the calendar is set up. That's just how it works.
These are the people that thought that the world was going to end in 2012 because the Mayan calendar finally stopped.
Dude, there's people now that are like, oh yeah, the Mayan calendar is actually behind. And then those were the same people that believed the world was going to end in 2020 because it's like, yeah, it was 8 years off. So 2020 for us is actually 2012 for the Mayans. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, why do you want the world to end so fucking bad? I get that this place is shit, but guess what? It's the only place we got. And then you die, and then you go to heaven or hell, and then that's where you spend the rest of eternity. That's how time works, dipshit. Oh my god.
That's a great fucking quote. That's how time works, dipshit.
Put it on a shirt! Put it on a shirt! I'll wear it every fucking day, I swear to God.
Dude, can you believe that there's really an episode of Raw every Monday night?
Yeah, dude, there must be a coincidence that Raw is on Mondays, and then during the fall, football is also on Mondays. Has to be a coincidence. There's got to be a big conspiracy at play here, guys.
Yes, the head of the NFL was the person Vince McMahon shat on.
You mean to tell me that Vince shit on Roger Goodell's head?
You know his name?
You don't?
No! Why would I know his name?
Clearly, I'm a bigger football fan than you are, and you actually played football,
I
fucker.
got last place in the fantasy football league.
Dude, I really hope I wound up sending the winner of the T1FL the prize, $50 and then the football. I told him, I'm like, dude, please ping as many people as you want whenever the ball gets there. I want to see how it looks in person. Like, I want to see what the final printed product looks like. Because, yeah, 3D models, great. Actual physical product, even better. Low key, though, I know I will never have the money for this, but I would love, right, for just in the background to have a fantasy football trophy, and every year I just put the plate of the winner in the spot. So that way it's only in my apartment and I can show it off.
How much time do we have left?
We got 7 minutes, more like 6, but
My brain is riddled with ADHD, right? So,
yeah.
I fiddle with things while I'm listening, talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured that I might as well I found these 2 Seagram's bottle caps. Because I drink Seagram. The Seagram's escapes.
I need to see if I have any lying around here, because I know my drink of choice is always Seagram's or Smirnoff's.
And so I put them together like this, like that, see? And then I was like, huh, that kind of looks like a clam. And then my brain was like, what if I glued these together, put a toy cannon on it, painted it, and made a battle clam?
Battle clam?
Battle clam. And now I just wanted to share that with the world. Is that I'm gonna make a battle clam and film it.
Well, I also have my boy.
Ah, yes. Who will win? One battle clam, or the prince of the lord of the is Bowser Land like underneath everything, or is it like off to the east?
It just depends. It depends on the story being told. By the way, did you know that Dubby? We haven't done our sponsor thing. Did you know that you could go to dubby.gg right now and use code T1NJ or code Scouty and get 10% off? This coupon's worthless, by the way. This is only good after you make an account and you make your first order. Yeah. I don't know if I can even actually show it. Well, it says expires in 30 days. Like, am I allowed to show this?
Probably.
Well, if I'm not, anyway, Dubby, yeah, Dubby, yeah, Dubby, yeah.
You could have just held your finger over the code.
We'll fuck around and find out. We'll see if I get into any trouble.
You know what also applies on your first order? My code, his code, not that code on the coupon.
That's true.
Nah.
But here's the thing. Dubby has a new sample starter pack now. Did you know this? They've got a new sample starter pack where you get a shaker cup, and then it's either 2 or 3 of both their energy drink mixes and just their hydration mixes.
Yeah.
Like, you could get that. You could have a new shaker and 6 whole drinks.
We have come from, I bought the original hydro bin with Monkey Madness, which was the strawberry banana. And look how far we have come to now. We have several hydration flavors, several caffeine flavors.
Dude.
All at an affordable price.
Listen here. It was cheaper than I was about to say it was. I was like, I think it's 25. So the starter sampler pack, shaker cup, 3 of their Dubby energy mixes, 2 of the hydro mixes, $18.49.
Where the hell are you going to find 5 drinks for $19 days?
Like $18.49, and guess what? You can use the promo code, either one of ours, to get 10% off.
Save money!
So that means you can get a starter pack of Dubby for $16. I know that 10% off of 18 doesn't sound like much, but see, here's the thing. I did the math, right? I did the math, and I'm gonna do the math. You know what? This will be my nerd out. Mathing on how much you save with Dubby. You ready for this, Caleb? Here we go. 5 minutes starting now. So let's just say that you're using one of our promo codes. So no matter what, we're getting 10% off. So a tub of Dubby is $39.99. We take 10% off of that. So we take times 0.1. So we take $3.99 off of that, meaning a tub of Dubby is $36. $36 if you get one of the energy drinks is 30 servings. So you are paying $1.20 per serving of Dubby. Caleb, name me the time that you went to a convenience store and you looked at something like maybe Beast or Pop Icons or Blue Bulls. How much are those a can?
Like $3 to $4.
Yeah, they're $3 to $4. So let's just we'll take the low end just to make it to where it's, at least a little bit fair. So we know that 30 servings of Dubby is $36. Well, we take 3, multiply that by 30, and then guess what? You're spending $90. That's right. With Dubby, if you drank 30 drinks and you didn't buy a bulk pack, you're saving $54. Well, here's the other thing, right? So let me go on to Sam's Club real quick. This is not sponsored by Sam's Club. And I'm going to look up how much a case of Beast energy drinks are. Okay? Let's search up how much a case of Beast energy drinks are. $36.78. So, $36.78. First of all, already more expensive than Dubby. But also, there's only 24 cans. in a case of Beast energy drinks. Same with any of the other ones. Like I said, Pop Icons, Blue Bulls, those are only 24. So we'll divide this 36.78 divided by 24 because it's like, oh yeah, I'm just getting a case, I'm still saving money. Well, guess what? You're still paying $1.53 a drink if you buy a 24 case of any of those. So in the long run, right? In the long run, we'll subtract our 1.2 from this, meaning there is a difference of 33 cents. 33 cents sounds like nothing to most people, but guess what? 0.33, we're gonna multiply that by 30, for the amount of servings in a Dubby. Guess what? That's $10 right there. That is an extra $10 that's in your wallet that you could have saved just by using any of our promo codes. It doesn't even have to be ours. Hell, I'll veer support to any of the other Dubby sponsors as well. You could use one of their codes and save that kind of money. And again, $10 might not sound like a lot, but guess what? $10, that's an emergency tank of gas. That's, oh shit, I forgot to grab something at the grocery store. That's, oh my God, I didn't pack lunch. Boom, I can go out and get lunch now. And imagine this. So, this is gonna sound extreme, but say you drank an energy drink every day, every single day, 365 days a year. So we'll divide that by 30, however many are in a thing of Dubby. That is $12.16 tubs that you would be going through in a year if you drank every single day, right? Mm-hmm. So that's 12 tubs that you're buying in a year. So we'll multiply that by the cost, which is 36. So this is going to sound like a lot, but most people aren't going to drink a single serving of these every day. In a year, that is 438. Okay? So we'll divide that by 36. And then what we'll do is we'll take 365 divided by 24. So you would have to buy 15 cases of these things a year if you're getting something like Beast, right? And we'll multiply that by 36.78. And that is a difference of about $120 if you're drinking an energy drink every day. You know what you could do with $20, dude? Or $120? Again, that doesn't sound like much, but imagine at the end of the year, you're drinking an energy drink every day. If you switch to Dubby, that's a Christmas present for somebody at the end of the year. That's a way for you to treat yourself to a night out at the end of the year. That's
me buying Warhammer.
Yeah, like imagine, dude. Imagine. So, before anyone says, oh, 10% isn't that much, compared to just regular store-branded energy drinks, that is how much you could be saving. I rest my case. And I finish my nerd out with 15 seconds to spare. If that's not enough of a reason for you to go out and buy Dubby, then damn it, I don't know what is.
Nothing. They'll never be happy.
No, exactly. Some people live a life where they wake up and say, how can I make myself depressed today? And those type of people are the people that don't go to Dubby.gg and use code T1NJ or Scouty to get 10% off.
Every day I wake up and I live in a world where not everyone buys Dubby.
Well, anyway, that was a fun way to end it with some Dubby math. Caleb, do you got anything else to say before we head out today?
Kids, make sure you understand how eBay works before you drop way too what you're trying to get. You don't know how many figurines I was trying to get?
How many?
10.
How many did you get?
Over 40.
You got anywhere between 4 to 5 times as many as you were trying to get?
My budget was $200. I blew past that shit.
I don't even want to know. I feel bad.
Yeah, because I misunderstood what eBay was trying to tell me.
Well, anyway, don't do that. Buy Dubby, and thank you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It was a very fun episode this week. We hope to see you guys again in 2 weeks. Sorry that we didn't do anything 2 weeks ago because I know I forgot. Caleb also probably forgot. So yeah, we're just awful people all around. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks and have a great rest of your day, night, or whatever the hell you're watching this.